The UK government, oh, this is new. So just for a little bit of context, there was a huge petition going on because the United Kingdom government has decided that digital ID will be implemented. Did they decide this through a vote? No. Did they decide this through an election? No. Did they decide this through a consensus of the public? No. But that doesn't matter because progress can't be stopped. So we have right here. So basically, this is Keir Starmer, who is basically has the charisma of a wet towel and the policies of also a wet towel. And so basically, this guy, is going out there trying to push digital ID. He really wants everybody to have digital fucking ID. And so did he sentence? It's not happening right now. I mean, when it happens, I'll watch it, but it's not happening. Let me know when it happens and I'll watch it. That being said, so he decided that digital ID is necessary. And let me see here, digital... ID, I'm just gonna, just UK, right? I'm just gonna look at UK, just so you guys get the idea of what's going on. So how many people argue with the digital ID if you're not a criminal, right? Even Palantir is saying that UK's digital ID plan is a step too far. Imagine when you go so fucking authoritarian, fucking surveillance state that even Palantir, named after the Seeing Stones in Lord of the Rings, that was used by Sauron and Saruman to spy on their enemies and conspire to enslave Middle-earth. The company that's named after them is like, jeez, guys? Isn't this a little too far? Oh, man, like, isn't this, oh, wow, what is this? Who is Palantir? Yeah, that's it. And so, not necessarily looking too good for the UK, right? And so, anyway, that's pretty much where it is. This is what political class prioritizes, want to control law-abiding citizens. Of course they do. Obviously, that's the goal. So and this is all, it's all being pushed in the best interest of children. And, I mean, digital ID... It's the same as, like, if somebody cuts off your arm, you'll lose weight. And so if you're trying to lose weight, cutting off your arm will cause you to lose weight. And in the same way, digital ID will make children more safe on the internet. It will. And it will have other positive effects. There is not only negative effects of digital ID. However, the negative effects outweigh the positive effects, right? And that's really where we're talking about, right? That's where we're at. We're not talking about nothing. Very few things in life are binary. Some of the things in life that are binary, there's actually a lot of people who think that they're not. But anyway, that's a different conversation. The point is that now the UK government has responded to the petition because obviously a lot of people in the UK were unhappy about this because they were like, oh, well, we don't want the government that's arresting people for tweets using digital ID. I wonder why. And so anyway, the government has responded. There was a huge petition. It has, let me see if I can find it. UK petition digital ID. Let me just go ahead and see if I can find it. And where is it? Okay, so it's got 2.7 million signatures. Now, is that a big number? I would argue that this is, in fact, a big number. This is a big number. It's substantial. That's almost 3 million people. Now, what is the population of the UK? I actually don't know. Let me ask the internet. Population of the UK. I think it's like probably like, what, 50 million? Like, that's what I'm guessing. 69. Look at that. It's the number. 69 million. Okay, so it's more than what I thought. And I guess it's probably also counting Scotland and Ireland too, right? I mean, I would be assuming that, but maybe not. Oh, no, I guess UK is it? Is this counting Scotland and Ireland also? Is it or not? Yes? Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. And, you know, like, honestly, I still probably would have gotten it wrong. But, like, yeah, okay. All right, good. Anyway, so my point is that 3 million people out of 70 almost million people is not a huge majority, right? but it is a huge majority of people that have signed an online petition and have been activated to do that. I think that it represents a larger amount. It's a mining canary. And so anyway, the government has now responded to the petition. So obviously the petition had some effect, or they wouldn't be responding to it. So let's read what the response was. Parliament will consider this. Okay. If it gets more than 100 signatures, the government has responded. We will enter... Okay. All right. Well, there we go, guys. There it is. So I mean, isn't this like, I mean, can't they get sued for like false advertising? Considers all petitions that get more than 100 signatures for a debate. I mean, this really isn't a debate though, right? I mean, fuck. Like, I mean, I feel like if you go in, this is like, for example, like Donald Trump goes into the election, you know, against like, you know, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump is like, I will be the president. Everybody claps, and that's the end of it. I will be the president. All right, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna win the election. Okay, well, they considered it. Well, they said it was open for debate, but clearly it's not. Anyway, so let's take a look and see what they're saying here. We will introduce a digital ID within this parliament to help tackle illegal migration, make accessing government services easier, and enable wider efficiencies. Excuse me. We will consult on details soon. So, the response to the petition with 3 million signatures of all these people speaking out, angry that their government is forcing a digital ID on them, is for the government to remind them that their votes, their opinions, their voices don't matter, and it's going to happen no matter what. This is not a good day to be a United Kingdom citizen. It's definitely not. And that's kind of insane. So disrespectful to their voters. Wouldn't be the first time, would it? And so anyway, that's where we're at. The actual rulers and owners want it? Oh, of course they do. And I think the population will accept it. I do think so. And I know people don't want to hear this, but I think the population will accept digital ID. And it will. And if you think they won't now, just think about COVID. Think about how many civil liberties and freedoms and rights that everybody just willingly and you know, they were begging to give up their rights during COVID. They wanted their rights to be taken away during COVID. So all you need is an unpleasant situation, and you're going to have all of this stuff be receded in a matter of days. So that's it. They accept it because they don't understand it. Yeah, Twitch doesn't show that you're live. I don't know. I mean, like, Twitch is fucked. It's been fucked for a month now. I don't know why it has so many problems. What's funny to me about this, I just opened up my Kick fucking dashboard here, is that Kick has never had problems. I've streamed on Kick now for 3 or 4 months or something like that. It's been something like that. I guess 3 months. It's been 4 months total, but I was gone for a month. There has never been any problems. You guys on Kick have always been, like, there every time. Nobody's been saying, oh, I didn't get a notification. How the fuck how are they doing this wrong, man? I don't know what it is. Do you read Kick Chat? I tried to. I click back and forth sometimes. It's against the TOS for me to show Kick Chat on my Twitch stream, which is so stupid. It's so weird. Well, it's not weird. It's just so Twitch can maintain another hegemony over live streaming, right? That's the reason why they're doing it. But that being said, it's very annoying that it's the case. Because you have conservative views? Well, I don't know about that. I wouldn't really go that far. I meme about that. I joke about it. But is it something that's actually true? I wouldn't necessarily say that or go out on a limb and you know, like, be like, this is the reason why. But anyway, so yeah, why other streamers can't say Kick and you can ads? I don't know about other streamers can't say Kick. I mean, I stream on Kick. I stream, you know, on Twitch. That's just the way it is. I mean, if I'm gonna get banned for saying that, I mean, fuck, I might as well just start looking for another platform already. It's, you know, I can understand Twitch not wanting you to directly promote a competitor all the time on their platform. I think that's reasonable. To a degree, it's reasonable, at least. But, you know, what's funny to me is that YouTube allows you to promote Rumble, and Rumble is a direct competitor to YouTube, but YouTube is such a massive presence in the space that they know that they have such a monopoly, it doesn't matter. So I think the fact that Twitch doesn't allow you to promote other competitors implies that Twitch knows that they are not on completely solid ground, which is a different conversation. Let me go back and talk about this, okay? Like, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting fucking ADD'd out of my mind. So let's focus back on the fucking, the digital ID. And then I can talk about the Twitch stuff after that. So anyway, dividing competitor, Rumble versus YouTube is on. Okay, all right. So let's move back. Anyway, we just give it fucking 10 minutes, all right? And then I'll get back to it. That being said, digital ID, I think, is the future. I think it's going to happen. I think that I think there's going to be some sort of biometric digital ID. Now, right now, I think that the first version of biometric digital ID that will be universal will be iris, like a person's eye, and a couple of other biometric readings. I don't think that you're going to have, like that Larry Ellison interview, I think that he was right in that passwords are very easily stolen, etc. And because of that, I think you're probably going to see, I hope you're wrong. Well, I'm not, you can say that. This is just what I'm predicting is going to happen, right? Like, I'm not telling you I want this to happen. I'm not saying this should happen. I'm just telling you, like, I think this is, like, you know, if I say it's going to rain today, it doesn't mean I necessarily want it to rain, even though I would, because it's hot here. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean I want it to happen. I'm just saying I think this is what's going to happen. So, that being said, I think that digital ID is inevitable. I think it's inevitable. I think that too much of the population is not concerned with privacy. Too much of the population is not concerned with any sort of surveillance. A lot of people don't care about it. They're going to rationalize it by saying that everybody has camera phones everywhere and that the government can look your stuff up anyway. And so it's normalized in their mind. And also that you need licenses to do other things in real life. And as the internet becomes more like real life and an extension of real life, it would be logical that you would need a license to use the internet as well. That's going to be what they're going to use. That's going to be how people are going to think. And I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. Clip it and wait in fucking, I would say 6 years, but I think probably 6 months is better. The people are going to be making these same arguments. That being said, and, you know, getting into all of that, I do think this is going to be problematic. And I think that the core problem with the UK is not necessarily this in itself, it's the laws that this helps enforce. And what I mean by that is that the UK has a bunch of speech laws that prevent people from speaking their mind and giving any feedback or criticism to the government or to any sort of, you know, religious group or minority group in a way that is considered hate speech. And so the real problem, like, I mean, people are already getting arrested for posts on the internet, right? So it's not like this is going to change a whole lot, but obviously it's not good either. What I think is going to happen is, I think this will basically put that on steroids. It's going to make whatever the enforcement is already, it's going to probably 3 or 5 or 10x that enforcement, and it's going to make it that much easier for them to do. So that's pretty much where things are going. Digital ID, I think, is an inevitability in the UK. And this is the reason why I think that it's so important for them to try to push back and stop the government from doing this. Because also, like, I think the UK government is, I mean, I don't live in the UK, so, like, maybe I'm just speaking about this from a third party. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, like, from what I'm seeing, they look like, it looks like a shithole, right? It looks like a complete shithole. It looks awful. So wouldn't this make people push back even harder then? No, because there's not enough of them. I understand that there are some of them, but I think that the digital ID is such a soft form of oppression that a lot of people won't even feel it. And I think that you compare that with, for example, migration, mass migration, or, you know, the amount of illegal immigrants, the boats, and all of that stuff. That's something that's much more easily seen. And I think that now, because it's been more prevalent in that culture, that it's easier for people to define an effect that it has. And this is what the difference is between that and this. So yeah, do you think the push for real ID can fail? Do you think that it can fail? Is there a universe where it can? Yeah, but it's a Doctor Strange 1 in 54 million universe. I think that it's almost inevitable. And I wouldn't bet on it failing. I would bet on it failing maybe first 2 times. I wouldn't guarantee it's going to succeed the first time, but I guarantee that it will succeed within 5 or 10 years. Does that make sense? And I think that there will be continued pushes for digital ID, and soft forms of it will become more and more encompassing over time. Because once you get your foot in the door with something like that, then all you have to do is expand its functionality, and then it affects everybody. So that's what I think is actually going to happen. Well, what do you guys think about that? This will help eliminate bots in video games? It will. Yes, it will. And so that's pretty much the way I think things are going. They say it's for combating migration. Why don't they only ID the migrants? Well, sometimes you don't know who the migrants are, right? Like, there could be a brown person in the country and they could have lived there for 3 generations. I mean, it's not a guarantee that every brown person is an immigrant, but or a migrant, excuse me. I would say they probably all pretty much are immigrants, because Europe and England is primarily Anglo-Saxon ethnicity, but they could be like fucking immigrants from like the 1900s, right? So it's a big difference. They could stop the boats for starters. Yeah, I think that would be a really good start. But anyway, the migrant and its excuse to give up privacy, you're right. And I am becoming increasingly more conspiracy pilled. I am. And this is what's so crazy, is that I wish my mom was still around. Well, I mean, for a lot of reasons. Mainly 2 reasons, because she made a really great pot roast. And the other reason is so she could see that all of her fucking conspiracy theories and the crazy shit that she would believe is actually happening. It's actually happening. And I was like, there's no way they're going to do this. There's no way this is going to happen. I would argue with her whenever I was a kid. I was like, there's no way they're going to try to push like gender ideology on kids. There's no way this is going to happen. She's like, you see, I tell you, watch this video. And like the thumbnail of the video is like Obama with like a lizard face, and there's laser beams coming out of his eyes, and he's destroying, like a white family's house. And so like, I just assumed that this video was wrong, right? But man, no, she was a big Mike believer. She was. Like every crazy, like she knew more about conspiracy theories than Alex Jones. I'm literally not even kidding, because she was an academic. She had multiple college degrees. She was a writer. She has probably, if you took the combined weight of every book that she has in this house, it would be heavier than a car, okay? Like, it's insane. And so she knew all David. Oh no, she knew about David Icke in like 2003. I was hearing about David Icke whenever I was in middle school, okay, guys? So, oh yeah, this isn't even something new or anything like that. What car? It could be a bus, all right? It's a lot of them. And digital form is another form of globalization and thereby the destruction of society. Digital ID is, I don't think that's, I see your point of view, but I think it's about the utility of it, right? Because I think you can have globalization without digital ID, and you can also have digital ID without globalization. Like South Korea is a great example of that I would use. But overall, I see your point of view. And also, whenever all of these things are happening and you have the WEF and all that stuff, I recognize the trepidation. But yes, that's basically what I'm saying. You're right about stages. They'll put digital ID for porn access, then people will cave in, and then it'll come in forms of general access. I think that porn access will actually be a tougher, nut to crack, for lack of a better metaphor, than you might imagine. I think there's a lot of people that want to keep their porn history and everything very, very private. So I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. Now, it might happen. I don't know. But it's not something I would necessarily guarantee. I don't know about that. And UK was just the beginning. If it isn't pushed back, and the rest of the world will follow soon. Well, no, what you're not understanding is that the UK isn't the first domino. It's like the 5th or 6th. There's a number of countries already that already have a form of digital ID to begin with. I just gave the example of South Korea, for example. So, no, I don't agree with you on that. I don't think that's true. I think that the fact is this has been a global push that's been going on for the last 10 years. And the UK is the first, you're right about this, that it's the first westernized country Western country that is adopting this in a serious way. That part is true. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So the UK has responded, And the response is that the beatings will continue until morale improves. The debate has already happened. You've lost categorically because you can't vote. That's it. All right, great. Doesn't Australia already have this? I'm not familiar enough with Australia's laws to really have an opinion on that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I just don't really pay a lot of attention to it, if you want me to be honest with you. So I don't know. And but South Korea probably isn't going to use it for hunting down normal people on X. Actually, South Korea used geolocation on somebody's phone with push notifications that you had to respond to during COVID in order for them to track your location at all periods and times to make sure that you didn't leave your house whenever you weren't supposed to. So guys, totalitarianism and authoritarianism is not a idea in a book. It's only 3 weeks away. Every horrible thing is 3 weeks away. Keep that in mind. 3 weeks, maybe if it's really bad, it could take a month. Other than that, yeah, COVID was a red pill. It was. And so, no, I don't agree with this at all. They'll say kids' safety. Oh, yeah, no, it's, but the real safety that they're trying to ensure is the government's. And that's really it.